Okay, so I've just been on one of my daily walks to Asda. Well, they're not always daily, but it happens to be lately. Whilst I'm out and about, I thought I'd touch on or talk in a bit more detail one of the subjects that I spoke about in the last video, and that's strength training, especially for women. This is going to be more about the discussion surrounding strength training and women. And I do want to start off by saying that I absolutely recommend that strength training and resistance training forms part of your movement routine, well, for longevity really, and all the health benefits that it promotes, like maintaining your bone mass density and your muscle mass, all of those things that will help us stay mobile as we get older. But okay, so strength training, I can attest that it absolutely did increase my self-confidence, self-esteem, as well as my strength. Like I felt as my strength improved physically, I felt that my I like strengthened myself as a person. So I absolutely do believe that it has its benefits in that way, especially for confidence building. But one thing that kind of ruined that experience in some way was Instagram. I hate to say it, but fitspo again. Because, and also, you know, that same whitewash body positivity, because all of a sudden it wasn't just about strength anymore, it was about how much you could lift, what your body looked like whilst you was lifting, your outfit in the gym, you know, all those things that had nothing to do with strength really. And one of the biggest myths I think we are told as women is that weights won't make you bulky. You know, weights won't turn you into a man. When you really get into that, it's quite a transphobic statement. And why should we fear our masculinity as women? You know, just like men, we produce testosterone at different rates. So each of us individually will react differently to the stimulus of strength training. I did actually get bulky. I did get bigger. Would you say it was masculine to have broader shoulders, thicker waist? I don't know, but those are the things that happened, and that was whilst I was, you know, calorie counting and maintaining my weight. My body composition did change and I did bulk out. So, you know, I started to question a lot of the fitspo pertaining to strength training and women, and realised that again it was messages sent out to keep us in a box, you know, to make sure we didn't get too big. It just felt like another prescription of diet culture. I suppose it moves into the toxic environment of gym culture then. And then you also had the elitism within powerlifting, where the hyper policing of people's form, you know, you get scared to try anything new. I remember I really wanted to try sumo deadlifts, but if you know anything about the powerlifting community and sumo deadlifts, I was actually too scared to try them, which sounds silly saying it back now, but that's honestly the mindset that I was in. Regardless, like I have tried sumo deadlifts now and I do actually love them. I love the way they target your glutes and your hamstrings. It's a completely different motion to conventional deadlifts, and I enjoy them, so now I do them. But that just kind of puts it in context to, you know, how, I don't know, powerlifting, strength training, that whole Instagram community of it all just made strength training yet another way to dictate women's bodies, how they should look, how they should perform. And I think that started to have a negative effect on how I felt about myself at the gym, especially as, you know, I was getting bigger. And I realised that, you know, counting those calories and trying to maintain that weight was didn't go hand in hand with trying to make strength gains. You know, it was impossible to do the two. And then you realise that not everybody does that naturally. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that does actually make strength training hard to participate in when you're evolving beyond diet culture and gym culture and the whitewashed version of body positivity. And I think there's like a danger when we head into the territory of strong is beautiful, strong is the new skinny, because whether we're strong or not, again, that doesn't dictate our moral worth as a person. What happens if you can't access strength training? Not all of us have access to that modality of exercise. It's all feels like pitting each other off against each other, keeping women small. Yeah, it just stopped feeling good. So that was another reason why I had to take a complete break and come back to strength training on my own terms, without buying into those misogynist ideas of what strength should look like. So I implore you to do the same. Have a think about strength training, what it means to you and your body. How would you feel if you couldn't access that? What if your strength regressed for whatever reason, from illness or injury? Would you be okay with that? I think these are the questions we have to ask ourselves when we've attached such a value onto things that we claim as part of our identity. Well, what happens if those get taken away?